So if there's any chance of
There we go.
Alrighty, we are back in session here, open session on that. I thank you very much for being patient with us as we needed to discuss something in closed session. As I stated at the very end here, prior to going into closed session, I said to our district attorney, Ms. Turner, that if she had something in particular she wanted to, I would have done that in public, but I had public comments, but I didn't. Do you have anything you wish to just comment or anything or?
No, I don't. Things are going really well. I'm mostly here to observe and be available as a resource should the invitation arise.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. Very, very much. Yes,
Do you have to do a motion to go back into?
we did
You
already.
did already? Okay.
We did already, yeah. Next on the agenda is the review of our bills. Carl, do you have anything particular that we need to point out to us? For ourselves, to the public? Bills.
When you see these office outfitters, and I've mentioned it before, that's dealing with the big bends out there and our office supplies, so we're using an in-county entity when we can.
Yeah, thank you.
On page 8, I'll look at some things that I'm familiar with. Uniform allowance. A lot of new detectives, that's where you strike the police equipment. Big badges, wallets, name tags and such. And they are not getting cheaper. These badges now are at close to $100. $100. Yep.
if we pay $100, can we get one?
Plastic's cheaper.
Heck, even when I started, they were like 60, and I thought, man, these badges are expensive. Page 9, price of fuel is not going down. Wax banning, 25,000, 23,000, 2,000. Keep our cars moving. Page 14, it looks like one of our boats. If I'm seeing this right here, marine, severe housing damage, or in boating terms, or I think the lower unit on that boat must have had an issue.
Other than that issue, or there was a trailer issue also.
That's a shared price though, right?
That's reimbursed by, most of it's reimbursed by the state.
I don't know. Talking about, we don't pay any whole lot. Farmington pays.
That's Chain of Lakes, both.
I believe so. The trailer issue was the river boat and that.
Okay.
I don't know what one this was for though.
We have approximately 60-40 split, is it?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Sure, 60-40 split.
What's that?
60-40 split with Farmington,
Yes.
approximately 60-40.
Have anything else? I haven't seen anything remarkable.
Anything from the supervisors? Any questions, comments?
Make a motion to approve as printed.
Motion are made to approve the bills as reviewed. Is there a second to that?
30 seconds.
Motion made and second to approve the bills as reviewed. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone contrary? So moved. Thank you, Carl, as always. Communication Center.
Well, as you can see by the numbers, the kids are back in school and a lot of tourism at home. Call volume is down. I think radio transmissions are almost 15,000 less in the month of September than it was the month before. 911 missed dials have also went down. The cell phone companies have applied to fix. So 2 months ago, we were at over 900 and now we're at 132 and 58. On the second page, we have a new program that was related to the G911 program. And this software allows us to analyze phone calls. And I thought this statistic was pretty interesting when we were getting trained on how to use it. The guy that was training us said, is your answer time for 911 accurate? Meaning how long does it ring before we answer? And I told him it was. He said he'd never seen an agency that had answer times. So the national standard is 90% of the 911 calls should be answered in less than 15 seconds. If our time for our communication center is, we had 98.88% of our 911 calls were answered in less than 10 seconds. And then from February until now, we had 9,749 911 calls. So I thought it was kind of a neat statistic and thought I'd share it with you. Other than that, that's all I have.
Just one comment that I heard at a meeting yesterday, that if you are in a building where you have to have the dial out, you don't have to do that anymore. If you dial 911, it'll go directly. It's supposedly all throughout the state. That came from safety meeting at the. So now, we're here, a lot of places you got to dial 9 to get out, or 8 or whatever. Supposedly now, you just dial 911, it will automatically go to the proper place.
Any other comments or questions or anything? Otherwise, Kim will place that report as file, and I thank you again as always for the information on that. Next, we have correction.
At least the biggest thing we have is just employee updates. One's gonna be off training here next week or two. One starting at the end of the month. Job offer coming up shortly to another person. We have Vico today. And backgrounds on a couple other ones we did interviews a few weeks ago, or last week. So we're actually looking pretty good situational wise for females and their staffing levels. So if we can come through on this and knock on wood, when once leaves, we could potentially be fully staffed here, maybe beginning of the year. So I jinxed it. So
Any comments or questions? All. Difficult job, and are obviously looking at the effective status part. We have a seminar or something coming up on the 10th, is it?
it's just to talk on that too, is our jail administrator conference meeting, we had a WRS rep there. And I guess for people that wanted answers, the answers they were expecting, or as much as they felt it maybe helped them out in their retirement, the people that are close to the age, it probably wasn't the answer they were looking. Other people left that room kind of disappointed in what they were told. It seems like they put that in place. For my own understanding of it is, we'll agree to give you this as long as the counties don't really have to pay for it. And I mean, it's essentially that. It's a perk there for people that are starting out. They could have a lot of years of service ahead of them. It's a great benefit, but if you're towards the tail end and under so many years left, it's probably not worth it. That was their words. Still, obviously something we have to look at for recruitment, retaining, and still trying to take care of the people that we got.
Keep us updated as you feel on this. All righty, any other, as said, any other questions or comments? Otherwise, we'll place the Corrections Division report on file, please, Kim. Detective Division,
I can give that, Nick is at, portion of the county, so, he notes in his report, there were 6 new search warrants, non-fatal shooting with 3 arrested, that was in the village of Fremont. The new complaints, and, Nate Nelson went through the 2-week investigation school. It's, death investigation. The only thing I just want to add to that, we needed that bad because there was only 2 officers in Waupaca County Sheriff, myself and Nick were the only ones that went through the 2-week school. Now we got Nate, and we'd love to have more investigators go through that, and in the future, we try to get the whole detective division. So it's nice having Nate on board that went through the school and that said it was great, and it always is. So they get the updates. Us older ones, we had the updates at that time, but the continuing conferences that we go to with WAHI, Wisconsin Association of Homicide Investigators, kind of continues our education. So it's nice that he's on board now. That's it for that report.
any comments? Questions? If not, Kim, we'll place that on file as well. Patrol Division,
Well, LT take this month.
September 2023, monthly reportable crash is 17. Year ago, there's 36. Unfortunately, this month we had one, last month we had one fatality and 1 fatal crash. 22 vehicles involved for the month, 48 from 1 year ago. 3 injured, 10 from a year ago. Crashes involving impairment 6 this month, last month, and 5 from 1 year ago. Reportable crashes year to date, 263. Last year we had 290. Again, that fatality was the first fatality of the year. 1 year ago we had 3. Monthly traffic arrests, 303. Year to date, 3,481. 1 year ago, 334, 3,327 from the previous year. OWIs 21 last month, year to date, 219. 1 year ago, we had 16, 129 total. 10 canine involvements, year to date, 188. Last year, there's 9 and 140 total. No SWAT calls. Captain will give a little bit of update on the fatal. And then we kind of talked about this last month. We had beginning of September, we had Dave Ernstmeyer start on patrol. He's currently in the FTO process.
So unfortunately, we had our first fatal of the year, September, in the early morning hours, September 17th, Stage Road by New London. And a 1 vehicle crash, went off the road on a curb, an airborne, struck a tree, rolled over. And a 39-year-old male, the sole occupant, was pronounced dead at the scene from the crash. We do believe some alcohol was involved. The extent of the damage, we don't know if the seatbelt was used. So that's what. Speed also advertised. Probably. We're not doing that calculation, but I think with the pictures of the damage, that's not a stretch. We don't know the exact hour of the crash. It was just, it was found in the by a neighbor of the property.
Two neighbors said they thought they heard thunder though,
Right.
so.
So it's probably
Some
that
idea.
time, but
any other comments, questions or anything? Anything else from patrol you want to bring up?
we're going through interviews today. Well, one before this meeting, one right after, just to have a eligibility list with a potential opening, and feeling the sheriff probably would mention something to that effect if he chooses to, but we're looking to get eligible. As of now, all the spots are out in the trainings.
Very good. Very good. Anything at all from supervisors? If not, we'll place it on file. Thank you. Records Division, Tim.
The month of September, we had $12,577 donated to the canine. Dive team, we had $9,899 and Shop with a Cop was $1,455. I can expect probably Shop with a Cop will go up a little bit in the next coming months. That's all I have.
Comment, questions from supervisors?
There's $35,000 in a Shop with a Cop. Is that the way I read it, right?
That's just this year's today.
That's, okay, now you never show a total, that's in the fund,
You want that whole?
well,
Yeah. they can.
I don't know, but I mean, it's just an astronomical number and, you know,
We'll bring it next month. because that's-
I see it every, yeah.
All right. Anything else? Yes, Mr. Johnson?
No, I'm just impressed that
Yeah.
Christmas is even more popular than the July. At the moment.
It is a great program. I know my son-in-law has helped in the past and just what you guys gentlemen do. That's fantastic. Yeah, yeah.
And they really couldn't do it without the community. You know, they're the ones that are funding it. We're just kind of organizing that fund.
Anything else? Otherwise, you'll place it in file. Thank you, Kim.
Yeah.
For that. Chief Deputy Carl.
Just a couple of things, just a heads up, next month, you're gonna see that our ammo showed up. And that's the whole thing about ammo, you get it when you can. They sent it and it was supposed to be on next year's ammo bill, but they said they rated down the line, so. You got a pallet load of ammo, I just give you a heads up for the next month's budget. But you can see the carpet project is finally here and they're working on it and they're working on it still. Phase 2 is the records area and the jail. And I don't know if you've seen the carpet guy walking around here. All of us, we thought it was an optical illusion, but the carpet on the far west hallway looked like it was a different color. He goes, "You're right, it's a different color." So the hue is just a little bit off. I thought it was our lights between, but he goes, "No, we got to resolve that." So I just wanted to.
How's he gonna resolve that?
He's either gonna rip it out or he's gonna talk to the manufacturer how you missed it by having the same color on a slip and it's a different color, so.
I had that happen to my house, they were gonna rip it out, and they said, or I can give you half price, I took half price. Maybe you want to say, okay, you leave it in there, but cut the.
We'll see how this is resolved.
Yeah.
Also, I want to thank the board for making the recommendation, all boards actually, on the opioid relief money, our True Narc gadgets, little sensors came. And we tried it out because the PD also has theirs and our person had to go through training too. We tried it out. It detected illegal drugs and it also detected if it was an aspirin to the manufacturer. That's how close it came to, it was, ibuprofen or whatever. It's pretty nice that it can do that. The other thing, AT&T, we had lines coming into this building and they were old lines and they were still billing us even though it was basically cut off over a year ago. We are working through Diane. They gave us an amount, but it was like pennies on the dollar what we were paying as a county. So we're still trying to resolve that. If I can come up with an amount, I'll bring it to one of our meetings on the chief deputy's behalf and show you what that is. The only other reminder is our dive team is going to be out at Harvest Fest in King this weekend. Rat fry or something, their sandwiches or something.
I think.
Or so they'll be out there for that.
Be nice, you guys.
Where was it gonna be again? Did you say?
On the strip in King.
In King, right
Oh,
downtown.
yeah.
Hopefully the rain stays.
It should be like right across the street from Las Flores.
Okay.
They're always
before.
What?
Yeah, they've had it in the past.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Kind of a funny joke about our dive team. We had rain last year too, and they were trying to scurry to bring some of the equipment in and somebody made the comment, yeah, it'd be horrible if it got wet. So I'm sitting there going, I'm walking a little bit farther, but that was a good joke, but I'm gonna walk. That's all I have.
Any comment, question, quick? If not, place on file. Sheriff's report.
Adding to Todd's comment about possible opening coming up, we had. Given, or actually Carl was given retirement letter from Bobbin, effective November 10th.
That's right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
Yeah. But he gave us a month. Sounds good.
How many years?
Oh, yeah, 30, I think.
So 95. Sorry, February 95.
Voice.
Okay, for our ATV patrol reimbursement, we received 100% back.
Is that from the state?
Yeah, so if you're not familiar with it, it's a lot of money. For all the patrols that participate, you get a slice of that pie. There must not be too many participants. 7,662.
Yeah. Excellent.
Snowmobile, a little lower. Typically, we get 75 to 76, get 74.6. The check, reimbursement check of $4,639. But you gotta keep in mind, we had snow for trails were open maybe a week.
Yeah.
So, that's pretty good. I mean, I've seen checks large. Not as big as the boat patrol, but. You gotta remember, you put out the money. You get it back, so it's not bad. Also, we received a check from Peterson's for the Battle of the Badges. Got $5,000, so we put half in catering and half in. Lastly, got a check from the Library Associates on backup. Dive team's up and ready to go. Still finalizing some storage compartments in the trailer. I think we are trying to add 2 more dive lifts to
Isn't Nate on that?
it's leading that.
That's what. She's everywhere. Team, murder
He's
investigation.
enthusiastic.
Is he on the SWAT team too?
He was.
Yes.
He's no longer. But he never was. Come on, Kyle.
Any questions, any
That's
comments?
really all I have.
Otherwise, we'll place that on file and we move on to the medical examiner's report.
I could take my time and make this an hour long.
Yes.
Or you could just not.
All right, so for September, we had 42 natural deaths, 1 accident, which was a fatality. No suicides, 1 homicide, and for a total of 44 deaths, 28 cremation, and 16 girls. That's it.
Anything? Okay, you'll place that in file. Thank you very much.
Each and every one. Yeah.
Supervisor reports, anything that the supervisors want to bring up? Hearing none, I would certainly entertain a motion to adjourn.
Captain makes a motion to adjourn.
Motion made to adjourn. Is there a second to that, Johnson? Motion made, seconded. We are adjourned. I thank you for your patience. Well.
Jury selection, I've never done it.